accurate. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so Dapo Torimiro is a songwriter, producer, composer, accomplished pianist, multi-instrumentalist, and a singer born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. So he began with his own R&B gospel group, Kush, I believe it's pronounced. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. And then moved on to perform as a studio and touring musician, working with such artists as Lauryn Hill and Stevie Wonder, playing piano, guitar, keyboards, and doing background vocals. And he toured with a lot of other people as well. Dapo has become a sought-after producer-songwriter, and his discography includes work with David Archuleta, who some of you may know. He has production, songwriting, and musician credit on Running, and musician credit on A Little Too Not Over You. And he also worked on Quickly, if you're familiar with that John Legend song. He's also worked with Brandy, Elliot Yamin, Jordan Sparks, who we all love, and Justin Bieber, among many others. He's written and produced songs for several Disney projects, including Camp Rock 2 and The Princess and the Frog, which I just took my daughter to see the other day. And I love that movie, and I really especially love Down in New Orleans, which is the amazing song that Dapo worked on. So that really made me excited to hear all about that. I was singing that song for days after I watched that movie. Dapo recently teamed with David Foster to produce songs for Toni Braxton, Olivia Newton-John, and Charisse. And then, if you haven't watched this amazing performance, he also played guitar on What Child Is This and O Tannenbaum on the David Foster Andrea Bocelli Christmas special, My Christmas, which aired on PBS in December. If any of you saw that, you can catch it on YouTube as well. And I'm not done. He also worked with two-time Grammy-winning producer Jeffrey Weber to record a song called Change for the Barack Obama presidential campaign. And there was a little bit of that, a little clip of him playing piano for that on his website, and I tweeted that today, so hopefully you heard that, which was, I had to play it like 5 times. It was so amazing. And I just want to end with a little quote here, and then I'll stop babbling. But Bruce Wayne of Midi Mafia is quoted as saying, "You have to do something very special and unique for us to decide to work with you. He plays multiple instruments, and he is not just a beat guy. He brings a lot of musicality and a lot of theory to the mix. You're going to be seeing a lot of us working with him." Wow! So we're really excited and happy to have him with us tonight, and nervous. Well, I am. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm done. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start by asking Dapo some questions that I thought of and that some of the FOD staffers thought of, and mostly what some of you thought of and sent in to ask him. So I'll be asking him those questions, and he'll respond to those. And then we'll let you all ask some more questions as well as it rolls by the chat. So this first part might just be kind of a listening thing, so you can all just sit back and relax. My first question for Dapo is, I know you got your start in this business signed to an American label as the founder and member of a 4-person gospel and R&B group, Kush, I think is what it's called. I listened to all the videos.
Yeah.
Can you describe how that experience came about, and let us know what led you to producing and songwriting? I'm done.
Okay. Thanks for the question. Basically, I was in college in Nigeria, and I met this wonderful 3 girls who were incredible, amazing singers, and we all had the same vision, because I grew up in church, and we all, very spiritual, and we wanted to share our music and our gift through the gift of music, and because there was so much negativity around, so much, kids being discouraged, we wanted to put words of encouragement into song and essentially share it with the world, and that's how we came together, and somehow the disc found its way over to the States. And the label, a label here heard it, and they just, decided to sign us, and they brought us over here, and that's how that came about. And the label started using it to work with other artists on the label because they realized that I could produce, so like, while you're working with your group, why don't you, work with other artists on the label too, and that's how that came about, And of course, things spilled over, and I started working with people outside of the label, But long and short, that's how that came about.
Great. Thank you.
Now, And out.
Okay, second question. Out. Great. I've heard that you are known as an artist-focused producer and songwriter. Can you describe how you approach artists when you work with them? What does it mean for you to be a co-writer?
Well, personally, because because I'm an artist myself, an artist at art, even though I'm not really going after my art right now, I try to understand where the artist is coming from, what they're trying to say. You know, I believe personally that a song will resonate with an artist if it's saying what they're trying to say. It's different from trying to make them say something you want them to say. You know, I mean, it's like anything else. If something is true for you, you'll communicate it better with more conviction. You know, so that's why I try to see what the artist is trying to say and try and help them say it the best way possible. I always joke, and I tell artists, well, it's not a joke, but I always tell artists that, you know, the artist is the picture, and what I try to do is the frame. Without the frame, the picture should still be intact, you know. So I try to create the frame to make the picture beautiful. That's exactly how I see it. And out.
Great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you can probably see that a lot of fans are commenting, that's perfect for David, because it just sounds so much like his own philosophy. So I agree. I think you're a great match, the two of you. My next question is, your bio on your website describes you as a multi-instrumentalist and an accomplished pianist. Can you tell us more about the instruments you play and some of the artists that you've worked with?
Some of the instruments, I play the piano, of course, that's my primary instrument. I'm primarily a jazz piano player. I grew up listening to people like Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock. You know, I grew up in church, you know, so I'm a real piano player. You know, but of course, I play the guitar. I started playing guitar when I was like, you know, 12 years old. I play the bass, I play the drums, you know, and the melodica. I mean, there's a bunch of instruments, and because to me, every different instrument has a different expression for me. When I'm playing the piano, I'm like a different person, and when I'm playing the guitar, I'm like a different person. You know, so it's weird and crazy, I know, but it helps me bring a full image to my production. And some of the people I've been privileged and honored to work with include Stevie Wonder, Brian McKnight, Brandy, John Legend. I mean, I can go on, but I've been very fortunate, you know, to perform with and tour with some of these people. Yeah. Lauryn Hill. I mean, I can go on.
Okay. So that question kind of leads into this question. I read in some of your press that you are working on your debut solo album, and I've heard it described as a mix between Seal, maybe Sting. Are you working on your album, and can you talk about that experience?
Well, fortunately and unfortunately, many of those bios have not been updated in a while, because ever since I got fully into production, my album, unfortunately, has taken a back seat. You know, but I was, and I am still majorly influenced by Sting and Seal. People that have heard me sing or play say I sound like a mixture, you know, of those guys. Because, I mean, Sting is a major influence on me, and Stevie. So I am still working on my album in my own kind of way, you know, but not actively. You know, so I don't know if that answers this question, but I'm out.
It does.
Okay.
Well, I think you have a lot of new fans, so we'll be looking forward to that album if it ever gets made. Okay, so here's the next question. So you've been quoted as saying that you're more focused on the music than the lyrics. Can you comment on David's development as a songwriter and what role you played with him in the studio?
I don't know if as much as I want to answer that, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say anything about any of the sessions we've been having so far, but I'll answer the fact about me being a musician. I try, because I realized that not being from this country, because I came to this country like roughly 8 years ago, not being from this country, people from this country have a better way of saying things people from this country will say, because where I'm from, there are ways we say things and might not necessarily translate the same way over here. So that's why I let people that are from this